Just making a video on the re-release Kyosho USA-1. This is a 1/8 scale, where the older one is a 1/10 scale. Like I said, this is a re-release. It's not the original USA-1. I do have original USA-1s that I've made videos on. Well, there's actually one sitting right there. I'll make a bit of a comparison video about them. But this is the re-release one. Very similar looking. It is a lot bigger. Similar style graphics. They've got literally almost the same setup as the old truck, just bigger. I thought it was really cool because I love the USA-1 trucks. This is a completely different truck to the old ones. Similar styling, similar looks, but overall completely different truck. And I will make a video comparing to that. As you can see, this one's solid axle. Quite beefy shocks on this. Solid axle on the rear as well. It does have a wheelie bar. Big tyres, big monster truck tyres. They do have foams in them. Quite thick. Ventilated. Done a good job with the body. Looks really good. The carbies are mounted on the chassis. They're not mounted to the body. I'll show you that in a minute. It's got your molded mirrors. Just connected with body pins. They do have clear windows, but they've got like this tint film over it. You could always peel it off if you wanted to. Light bar at the back. It doesn't have LEDs in it, but there is holes and it's got the clips and everything. You could add LEDs if you wanted to, just like in the front. There is light buckets, no LEDs included, but same deal. You can add LEDs into these light buckets, no issues at all. On the back, they do have stickers over these back lights, but on the inside, which I will show you, there is light buckets as well if you wanted to add LEDs. But yeah, overall, it's quite a good looking truck. If I take the body off, I've already taken the body clips off. I'll just show you inside. You can see there's those light bars. See, the light buckets at the top there, light buckets at the rear. It's got the cutout for the motor to stick through, so you can start it easier and it does keep it cooler. And you can see they've got this clear Lexan strip in the middle just to protect where it sits on the body mounts here at the back. Kind of a cool idea. But yeah, there's your body. To the truck itself, as you can see, the carbies are still sitting there. They're actually connected to the body mounts. Here's your receiver box. That's where your battery pack goes, on and off switch. Your receiver's in there as well. Fuel tank. You can see the gears here, quite unique. You don't see this on a lot of trucks these days. This is a 3-speed. These transmissions, I've seen lots of people have lots of problems with them. They're basically a nightmare. This one, as you can see, hasn't been run. I don't really have any intention of running this. I bought it as a shelf queen to sit with my rest of my USA-1 collection. So the transmission, I wasn't too worried about it being a problem because this one probably won't ever get used. I will probably get another one to run and try around with it, have a bit of fun, but I bought this one primarily as just a display item with the rest of mine. It does have the Kyosho KE25 motor, quite a big block, solid motor, really nice polished exhaust on it. Rear mount, does have your pull start on it. You can see the shocks, quite large diameter. Quite beefy axles on these. They are probably one of the biggest and thickest axles I've seen on a solid axle. Very wide as well. Like, it's going to be hard to tell on camera, but this is quite substantial. There's your wheelie bar, just a solid rubber tire. I believe too this has got a fair amount of go. I've seen a lot of videos on it. That wheelie bar, it does actually easily get up on the rear wheels. There's your servos. It's your one for your carby. As you can see, you can't see the steering servo. I'll show you why soon. It's quite a weird setup they got on this. There's your 3-speed again, and as you can see, a chain. Another thing that's different on this vehicle that you don't see on other vehicles. So if I just turn it over, it's a bit awkward to do, but here's how this chain is. goes through to the bottom, which goes to your axles. Quite a weird setup. There's your solid little disc brake for your braking. Now this is the weirdest setup you've ever seen for the steering. There's your steering servo. It's got a rod, goes all the way back here to the middle, to this thing here. And then it's got another rod, goes back up to your steering mechanism here that goes out to each wheel. So very overcomplicated steering setup. These are quite thin. I imagine these would bend very easily, get broken off very easily. Not the strongest design in the world, let's say that. But that's the way they designed it. Like I said, this is a shelf queen for me, so I'm not too concerned, but it doesn't look like this is going to be a truck for bashing too hard. I wouldn't think so anyway. The little tube down here, it's just an overflow from the fuel tank. I can show you that when I flip it back over. But yeah, quite a different design truck. It's kind of cool, some of the stuff that they got on here. You don't see 3-speeds a lot. You don't see chain drive a lot. That overflow I was talking about is just here for the fuel tank. When you're filling it, you can see this little area around here. If fuel goes into here, it just goes down this hole, which drains through to the bottom onto the ground, just so you don't have a collection of fuel sitting on top of the vehicle. But yeah, this is the re-release Kyosho USA-1. Solid axle monster truck. It is a 1/8 scale. The older one's a 1/10 scale. There is quite a bit of difference in size. But for a re-release, I think they've done a good job. Looks kind of cool. Looks wise, it does look very similar. They have captured the USA-1 theme and look and paint job and stickers very well. It is licensed. But yeah, I like it. It's part of my collection. I'm very happy with it. If you want to know any more about it, just let me know. I can make some more videos. But yeah, these are still available to buy. Only come out a few years ago. So if you do want one, you can easily find one and buy one. But yeah, let me know in the comments if there's anything else you want to see.